everyone, I wanted to give you an example of the food system that I use that teaches portion controls for all of the food groups. So when you get it, you figure out for your individual needs based on your weight, your activity, the program you're doing, what you need for each food group. These containers are each food group, and then you figure out how many you have. So let's say like this is vegetables, fruit, protein, carbs, healthy fats, nuts, and seeds. So for me, I have a certain number of these. I get to fill this 3 times. I get to fill this twice. I get to fill this 4 times. You get to put it throughout the day, however, wherever you want to eat the foods. So you get a lot of freedom depending on what you prefer to eat and when you prefer to eat it. So I'm just going to show you a typical day of what I do, and I'll show you how much food it is. So for breakfast, I usually always start out with my Shakeology. This counts as a protein, so it's just one of my reds. So I don't actually have to measure it. I just do a scoop, 1 scoop of it, shake it up, drink it. That's my red. That's my breakfast. A typical snack is plain yogurt and berries. This is 1 red and 1 purple. So you can see, like, that's a very good size amount. Let's say for lunch, I'm going to show you what a salad is that I would make according to my containers. So for my salads, I would usually use 2 greens. I have a bunch of containers. You get only 1 of each color. I just have a bunch of them. So for the ease of showing you, for demonstration purposes only, okay, so I would use about 2 greens because I like to mix romaine, spinach, and I have sweet pepper in here. Of course, you can use whatever vegetables you want. You could put cucumber, you could use different greens, you could use kale, you could use whatever you wanted. So I have this on here. I like to have a protein at lunch, so you can use chicken, you can put salmon, you can use, as I am, I'm going to do eggs. So 1 red equals 2 eggs. So you don't even have to measure it. That's just, you get to know the containers. And then also, let's say I wanted avocado. That would count as one of my blues. And so then I would put my avocado on. Now I know that my blue is about 1/4 of an avocado. And then I'm going to top with pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. And I'm also going to use one of my yellows. So what I could do is I could have a quinoa salad. What I have here is some brown rice. So this would be a typical lunch, is a fairly big size salad with a yellow, which could be a sweet potato, whole grain pasta, brown rice. So this would be a lunch. Okay, so then I have a snack again. So I'll probably use one of my purples and I'll have a piece of fruit. So here's a green apple. And then let's say dinner. So here's dinner. What I'm showing you here is another yellow with whole grain pasta, one of my greens for vegetables, and then my last red, which would be, this is a chicken sausage. So this would be dinner. Now let's say I wanted to go and enjoy a glass of wine instead. So instead of having the pasta, I would substitute it and I could have wine with my protein and my broccoli. So let's say I was going out and I wanted to have steak, roasted veggies, and a glass of wine. I totally could. So there you go. This is an example of what you would eat in a day. I think you can see that. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. So the first week, maybe 2 that I did it, I did measure just so I could, and I would dump it on a plate and it would give me an idea of how much it looked like. Now I can just eyeball it and I know how much yogurt it is, I know how much berries it is, and then I just count that container. And I honestly don't even use these anymore. I just use how many, I remember how many I need to use of each one, and I track that on a phone app. So it makes it super simple. This is a lot of food. A lot of times, probably a big complaint is that this is too much food. I can't eat all this food because Whole Foods are so filling, and we're not used to that sometimes. So I hope that helped give a little bit of clarity on what it is. It is No big secret. It's nothing crazy. It's no weird diet. It is just simple, whole foods in the right portions.